Alrighty, we're going to be looking at a dual review, two knives, one fixed blade, one folder. And the folder is the RAT-1 by Ontario. Let's start with it. Very nice folder, very smooth. As you can see, the steel is AUS 8 and designed by the Randall Adventure and Training Group, made by Ontario. First production run, as you can probably tell because of the thumb set. Only one side, and also the thumb set is just a plain cylinder. There's no machining on it. Not very comfortable, but you know, whatever. Made in Taiwan, as you can see. The handles are fiberglass reinforced nylon, or just your simple plastic, and they have been textured. Very comfortable. It's a stainless steel liner. It's nothing fancy, or else this would be, just far more expensive than it actually is. Pot clip is, your usual, very similar to the Benchmades in the company. There's also the Randall Adventure Training logo. Sort of the hazard sign, I guess. Pocket position clips are all positioned. They're swappable. Pre-drilled, as you can see. Spacers. 4 spacers, 1 stop, or 4 spacers including, this is, you know what I mean. Overall, this is a great knife. I've used it a bit. Don't really like the coating though. The black coating, I mean, I like the black because I like black knives, just my style. It's easy to maintenance. If you get it dirty, it doesn't really, you don't really have to care about it. The coating on this one is actually kind of cheap, rather than the usual crinkle style coating where it rubs off and then gradually loses its coating. This one kind of flakes off. You can probably see here. It's just these little chips that I've, just from light use, making wood shavings from pine. Nothing, no hard use, no chopping or anything, no batoning. But good ergonomics. The handle is very big, which is I have a pet peeve about blade to handle ratio on knives, but this one's okay because it's aesthetically appealing. It's a rat. Looks like a rat. Those resemble very similar to their fixed blade line. The sort of full height flat grind clip point style blade. Very nice. Jimpings are kind of fat, but I really don't care for jimpings. They're not really useful anyways, because most of the time, if I'm going to be cutting wood, I'm going to be using 2 hands and push cutting, and there's really no point in doing that. Having jimpings, because my hand's going to be like this. Also, there are rare times when my thumb's gonna be like this. It's just a pain to push down, and it's a lot of pressure on your thumb. It's much easier to hold like this, or if I can do it, hold like this and pull back on the wood. Yeah, just much more comfortable too. And the handles, I guess, aren't too grippy, but you get what you pay for. This didn't cost me that much. It's under $50, but you get a lot of knife for the money. It's very nice. The line lock is very well done. No blade play whatsoever. And the cool thing about this is that they're bronze washer and there's Teflon washer, so it's extremely smooth. I mean, good flick. Very light flick, and it comes out. But that was a bad one. But anyways, very smooth, and I like it a lot. Lockup is very solid. Okay, onto the fixed blade. Alright, let's check it out. The fixed blade is one that you don't see too often reviewed because, well, people who already know this company know why. But for the people that don't know, I'm gonna do a review. It's from the Swamp Rat Knife Works. It's one from Swamp Rat Knife Works. And this is a sister company to the largest company called Bussey. If you all heard of Bussey, they make probably some of the finest knives in the world. This is the sister company, as I said, and they make very similar knives, but they're at a more affordable price. The steel is somewhat, I guess, lower, but not really. They still get the same exact heat treatment that the Bussey knives get, and these are superb knives. This one especially, it's just extremely well designed. If there was one knife that I could have, or just needed and didn't have any other knife in the world, it would be this knife, because it's just so well made. It's perfectly sized for pretty much anything. I basically use this for a lot of outdoor stuff, you know, bushcraft and stuff, and this works great. Not too thick. This is only about 3/16 of an inch thick, or 0.185 inches thick. Overall length is 10.25 inches. Not too big. It's not like one of those big, massive tactical, you know, Striders or whatever, BT, for example. But perfectly sized. Not the grind is very good too. It's versatile. It's not the best cutter. It's not a full flat grind, but it's not the, you know, the fat pry bar lower saber grind. It's just the 3/4 flat grind, or 3/4 saber grind, whatever you like to call it. Clip point blade, very strong. Anyways, onto the steel itself. The steel is a SR101, and if you know what it is, it's, well, it's ball bearing steel. It's 52100 ball bearing steel with Bussey's heat treatment, and this is just great stuff. I've done a lot of work on this knife, and it's basically passed every single test that I can throw at it. I also accidentally stabbed through concrete. Wasn't really doing that. I was making a fireboard, and rather than drilling, I was actually, you know, prying it out, and then I would drill it because it's easier. You can get a wider hole for that. But I accidentally stabbed too far, and what happened to be under the fireboard was concrete. So bam, and I took it out and looked at it. Heart was thumping like crazy. Nothing happened, as you can probably see here. Yeah, this is just a great knife. It's handle material is G10, and it's permanently riveted, permanently riveted 3 rivets. A little interesting fact is that this is one of the first. This is the first knife in the Swamp line to use G10. Previous knives used the micarta, this stuff here, or Res C, this stuff here. And now they have actually 3 models that have G10. One of them is this one. Another one is the updated version of this model right here. And the last one is a crash rat, or it's a entry tool, entry hatchet, I guess. But back to this knife. This knife actually has 4 other variations. Swamp Rat did a run of these, and I happened to get the one with the green coating and black G10. There's another one with another G10 variation with there's 6 variations total, including this one. There's this one, then there's also black coating and G10. There's also a urban coating and G10. There's a muddy variation, which is tan coating, tan micarta, and green G10, tan micarta, and there's also black and tan micarta, or black micarta, but it gives a tan look to it. So yep, lots of variations. Very good knife. This is my all-time favorite knife. It's very well done. Ergonomics are excellent. You can see here. They're not just flat slabs they have in radius. They have machined out, and they're just perfect. Perfect for me, at least. And I love the grip that you get on this. No jimping, excuse me, which is great. I really don't care for them much, but just an excellently well-made knife. Anyways, onto the sheath. The sheath is a custom Kydex sheath by Rainwalker, the Tech Lock. I also took just the normal pouch sheath and stuck it on here because I carry the folder. But Rainwalker does some excellent work. This is actually a piggyback sheath. It's supposed to work in conjunction with another knife, and I have it right here. The Battle Mistress, and I'll do a review on this one later. But anyways, this is a great knife. I'm almost out of time, but these 2 knives are the ones that I'd basically take in the woods. I would recommend both of these. So, hope you enjoy the review.